That's good. That's good. That's good.
All right. Good morning, guys. Today is May 22nd. And as usual, we'll be going over analysis for US 30, gold, and EU. So if you can notice here, I don't have my usual markups. So even for the people who have my access to my charts, this today I didn't do any markups. I did mention to you guys that I'm trying to automate that process. So you can see I have this indicator in here that has what I would normally do manually. So it's plotting weekly highs, Monday highs, Friday high. Also, I do have the order blocks in there, but right now there's a change that my programmer is doing because the issue with automating this setup is that you see, like previously when we had like a bunch of order blocks in the same zone, so like in the same price point. So the issue with that is right now, since this is automated, if you have order blocks in the same price point, you cannot really adjust or drag them away from each other. So he's just making a change to change the alignment of the labels so that right here, let's say we have a 15-minute bullish high and 30-minute bullish low. Uh, the alignment can be like to the left for the 15-minute bullish high. And then anyway, so hopefully he just sent me an update. So I'll be testing that out in the next day or so. But at the end of the day, this will be a game changer because you can see right now, if I can change this to any random instrument, I don't know, CAD JPY, it should go the same indicator or the same setup should populate for CAD JPY. So you see, so with this, you can literally trade any instrument. Because previously I was doing these markups manually, but with this new system, you can use it. And this will be also a game changer if you're using the breakout scanner so as to see all these levels. There's also another one for the order blocks that's being incorporated. So we'll just have to wait forward for now. And it definitely saved me time because this will save me at least 2 hours a day when I have to manually mark this up. So let's see what we have here. For US 30, we have this static trend lines to the upside on the hourly. And you can see that's where price is retracing from, right? So you can see this trend line on the hourly time frame. This is the strong point of interest for US 30, right? 33, 440. So if US 30 closes, this hourly candle closes above this trend line, we need to wait for the next hourly candle to retest and close for any long-term buys. So we really don't want to wait to trade around this static trend line on the hourly. Also, we do have static trend lines on the 5-minute time frame. This Monday's high is last week's Monday's high, I believe. Yeah, so we definitely would prefer, or personally, I would prefer this hourly candle on US 30 to close before looking for any entries. Gold, same thing. Let's see what we have on gold. Gold is squeezed in between these two time frames, these two static trend lines, this one to the bottom, this one to the upside. Gold is, however, in a downtrend. And then we have EU right here. Let's see what we have on EU. Uh, see EU, what do I see? For EU, um, and then to the upside, there's this trend line, static trend line, and this other trend line right here. Okay. And then let's see. So US 30 right now is bearish because price is below the 90 EMA and 200 EMA. Also, price just closed below this trend line. So for a sell, give me 1 second. For a sell on US 30, so currently US 30 is bearish. For any sell would be closure of this candle right here. So let me see how far this candle can go. So our stop loss, the stop loss I would feel better if the stop loss was above this trend line to the upside. Again, we might have to do 100 pips TP and 100 pips stop loss, but let's see how far. Yeah, so stop loss for this trade, and you can see there's a death cross possibly forming. So for this trade, I would like the stop loss to be above this, because if we do a 50 pip TP and 50 pip stop loss, you'll see that the stop loss will be within how many more minutes? 3 minutes. So you can see this 50 pip. Ideally, we would want our stop loss to be above this zone, because if the stop loss is above here, that means if US 30 comes back all the way up there, it will be closing this hourly candle above that trend line. So at that point, US 30 will be heavily bullish. So for this trade, I will do 100 pip TP, 100 pip stop loss on the closure of this candle. Keep in mind, we technically did have the retest of the trend line, so we really don't need to wait for the retest of that trend line. So I'll just set up my accounts. Also, let me see. Audrey, let me know if you're doing it on that one, because I was gonna do it, but you can still do it, and I cannot enter on that account. So just let me know. So risk. So for this, risk is the same, 0.5% for this trade. We need this candle to close, because this candle can reverse and close as a bullish candle. So for this entry, we need this candle to close before anything. So we have like 2 minutes before that happens. Keep in mind, you want your stop loss to be above this static trend line, because if US 30 is to retrace with this much power up here for 100 pips, it will close as a bullish candle on the hourly, and US 30 will keep trending to the upside. However, if this candle closes this way and US 30 breaks down, this US 30 can keep breaking down for the rest of the day. So this is even a trade you can hold for even 200 pips or 300 pips. But for me, I'll be going for 100 pips TP and 100 pips stop loss. So we have 2 minutes before we get the entry. If anybody has any questions, now is the right time to go ahead and ask them. Yeah, but that's the trade that I will be entering for US 30. And I can see a possible sell signal also forming, but we need this candle to close for US 30. What else do we have? I don't want to miss that trade. So reason we're entering this trade, possible death cross. This candle, strong bearish candle, closed below a static trend line. This candle that we are trying to trade retested the trend line and is possibly closing below. We have a possible death cross that's forming. I'm also pretty sure if we go, oh, never mind. That's the, just 1 second. I don't want to miss this trade. So you want to be careful for this candle, right? You want to wait for this candle to close, because it can close as a, and if it closes above, it will be closing as a bullish hammer candle. So we want to be patient and let this candle close. So 40 seconds to go for this entry. Just making sure I have the right account set up. And so 100 pips TP, 100 pips stop loss, and it looks like it will be closing below this structure. So there you go, 20 seconds. I really don't want it to drop that far down. All right, 0.5% risk for this trade. Go. It's 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. I am in that trade. Let's see, for just one. So that's the trade I'm in. Let me, because I'm changing, I just changed the accounts I'm trading, but I'm in that trade. I don't know why my stop loss is not. Hopefully I didn't enter on EU or gold with that lot size. Okay, no, I didn't. Okay, trade is in profit. I need to edit the, are you kidding me? Oh God. This is interesting. I only entered with a 0.1 lot size. Audrey, on that account, could you enter with, before I fix this, give me 1 second, because I changed the accounts that I'm trading with. don't want to miss this trade. 0.1. Let's see, change this. Okay, it's interesting. Okay, I'm re-entering. Okay, there we go. That's much better. All right. Okay, and there goes the trade. That's what we want to see. There we go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I changed my primary account from FTMO to MFF, so I had to adjust the. There you go. Trade is in TP. Okay, so let's see what else we have. So everything to me looks bearish and is bearish based on what I'm seeing. Really don't see any other entry. So I do see, unfortunately, so today as I wait for that indicator to be developed or to finish being developed, I don't have any bearish or bullish markups for now, but I don't need them to trade. I can see, right, I can literally trade just with the trend lines alone. So if gold is to keep dropping, it should retest the bottom trend line, so the static trend line. So, but we don't have any entry for gold right now. EU, we really do not have any entry as well. So this is the only trade that we are in and that we do have an entry for. So, and there goes that death cross. So I do expect a spike to the downside to give us some liquidity to at least 50% of the profit target, because we do have a death cross forming right here. So just expect a quick spike in liquidity. Also, I need to check it, the news for today. What do we have?
I don't think it's no news today.
Okay, perfect. All right, let me send a screenshot of this to the group. All right, this is 522. All right. So also this week I did start promoting, or I'll start promoting this this group. So I did tell you guys that I'm investing some resources in marketing. So hopefully in the next week or two, you'll start seeing more and more people joining us. So that's why my focus right now is developing or completing development of some of these instruments. So like this automatic chart markup software that I'm having developed right now. So you can see we have the weekly open right here. We have the weekly low right here. We have the previous daily low. So this should be Friday's low. Ignore the Friday high for now. I did recognize there's a bug because the logic that should be on this, or how I used to do it manually, is that Friday highs and Friday lows and Monday highs and Monday lows are always on the chart. So sometimes the previous daily low and Friday, and especially if it's on a Monday, they can conflict. So I need to give some feedback to my programmer to remove this bug right here, because right now this Friday high should be around the PD high right here. So just ignore this Friday high for now. But we do have the weekly open, weekly low, previous daily low, which is Friday's low, and then previous monthly open, previous weekly open, and previous monthly low. So I do expect, so once we do break past this, and the best thing about this trade also, we don't have anything to the bottom on the hourly time frame. So other than this lower low right here, that's around 33, 324. The 200 EMA is above our entry. The 9 EMA is above our entry. The static trend line is also above our entry. So To me, this is a good trade for us to be in. Let's see.
I needed to
Can you
see
still
the
wait for the retest to
psychology.
get in?
No. Well, you can. Well, it depends on what you're waiting for. So for this one, we got in early. So for this one, you can wait for the retest of the 9 EMA if you want to get in, because this one we entered on the break of the trend line and entered the death cross early. So if you just want to trade the death cross by itself, yes, you can wait for the retest of the 9 EMA. Yeah, you can.
I needed to see this. Like, I never seen that. I know it can, but I never seen NAS and US 30 go so far opposite of each other like this. A
Yeah,
lot
I
of
know.
times I
I
don't
know.
get in
Nas
trades
is
like
like
this.
pumping, so it does happen occasionally. But yeah, there we go. Perfect. So if we close below this, so we need to observe this lower low on the hourly. If we close below, so you see we are 3 minutes away before this hourly candle closes. So if this hourly candle closes below this lower low, I expect this to shoot directly into profit to TP. So again, another no drawdown trade, just patience and just keeping it simple. And this new markups and there you go. This new markups I have will be a game changer, right? So I don't have to do this manually anymore. So that's the beauty of it. And you see this, my markups now adjust automatically, right? You see how the weekly low is pushing together with price. So this is what I love about this new system. So right now you should be at break even, either secure half and set break even, but at the very least set break even. Personally, because where price is at, I would just set break even for this trade. Move stop loss to break even. And let's see. We have 2 minutes before this. Give me one second. Let me see where my TP is. Okay. And let's go. Come on. And you can see where we are. So if we close below this, I do expect a quick spike to close price. And there we go. Come on. All right. There we go. So this is a trade also, you can secure like 90% and leave 10% running, because now I do expect US 30 to keep dipping to the downside. But keep in mind, we are probably still going to retest the 9 EMA because the death cross just happened, right? So right here, let me just close 50% at the very least for this trade on one of my accounts, and then I'll leave the rest running. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this was a good trade, no drawdown trade, quick trade. So let's see what else we have. Gold, nothing really. EU, there's really nothing. So let's see what else we have. I don't think there are any reversals for today. The reversals already happened last week. So let's see if there are any breakouts we can catch using the breakout scanner. So BTC USD, SPX, gold is breaking out to the downside for a sell. So let's check out the gold chart on the 15-minute time frame. Let me see. For this other trade, having too many accounts sometimes is a pain. God. Okay, there we go. I think we closed on the hourly. All right, I think price is pushing down. Excuse me. What am I trying to do for this one? Yeah, I also changed the views of my monitor, and this is messing with me because I split my monitor into 3 as opposed to 2. So I'm going to try and buy another bigger monitor. And there you go, US 30 is dropping. and almost to full TP. So yeah, I'm loving this new automated markup, right? I don't have to manually move the weekly low anymore or all the other markups. So right now it's only the order blocks part of it that's being completed. So once we have that, this will be save just so much time. Is this thing even moving? Like, did I put it right? Because this thing should be moving, right? Yeah, I think it is. I don't know. Anyway, wait. Okay, it is moving. Okay. Yeah, so it already hit full TP down there. That's what I was like. I thought this thing should be moving. And there you go, full TP for this one for a gain of 0.5% on a Monday.
Oh,
So quick money. All right. Does anybody have any questions? Remember, right? Monday is a manipulation day, so we really don't want to force any trades. Let me see. Hey Audrey, could you keep an eye out on the other account? I'm not sure if TP hit. I know I already secured 50% and set. Oh, I think it's. I see it now. Yeah, you can close that position if it's still not in profit. But right now, if you're still trading this death cross, I do expect the 90 MA to be retested. Remember, if you're trading death crosses or golden crosses alone, always expect for a retest of the 90 MA. However, for me, I'm not going to be entering on the retest of the 90 MA because I've already made my money on this trade. But now, right, this is what I was talking about. This is the reason why our stop loss was above here. So I always mention you want to look at the 5-minute chart and the 1-hour chart, right? So the 1-hour chart is going to help you identify where to put your stop loss at. So the reason why I was comfortable putting my stop loss way above here was because I knew this hourly candle was almost closing and we had this static trend line to the bottom, right? So if price reverse heavily to the upside and came and took us out, at that point, I would have still been okay with it because I would have been like, at that point, we might as well start looking for buys on US 30 because if we had a lot of buyers pushing volume all the way up here, I would have been like, you know what, that was a good trade. But you know, for this point, the stop loss was way above here, 33,500 area. And you can see 33,500 area is even above the static trend line on the hourly. So also another reason we entered this trade, this candle right here, this candle broke the first static trend line, the second static trend line broke through the 90 EMA, broke through the 200 EMA and closed below this static trend line. This next candle right here on the 5-minute retested around the this is why I said let us not wait for a retest, retested the trend line area and then closed below. And then at that point I said for this one, let's use 100 pips TP, 100 pips stop loss, and you can see it went straight into profit. The reason I did not use 500, even though we had used 500 pips, I'm sorry, 50 pips TP and 50 pips stop loss, it would still have hit. However, you want to see where your 50 pips would have been. So for this one, the 50 pips stop loss would have been right here. So for this, if you're using this, which is what we use for standard trades, you could have easily gotten faked out, right? Because we've seen this before. You come, they fake you out, and then they drop price back straight into TP. So nowadays, I've noticed that even for me, I've started using 100 pips TP and 100 pips stop loss for US 30 trades, still risking the same amount of money. And I'm feeling like I have more control and just letting trades run, because for US 30 to hit your stop loss for 100 pips, maybe it's just one of those days it takes you out even though a trade was valid, but also it helps you avoid more fake outs. And with US 30, I can afford to do this because US 30 is a fast moving asset. Now for EU, I wouldn't try to do like say 100 pips TP and 100 pips stop loss unless I am swing trading. So does anybody have any questions regarding this trade that we took?
Yeah, if you enter off the retest of the 90 EMA, do you still go 100 pips?
So if I'm doing that, it depends. The 100 pips TP and stop loss is just the reason I do that. You want to look where the hourly, right? You want to look where your hourly stuff is, if that makes sense. So if my 50 pips stop loss and TP is above a static trend line on the hourly, is above the 200 EMA on the hourly, is above the 9 EMA on the hourly, yeah, then yes, I would do the 50 pips. But if it's below, then honestly, I would just put it above. So for me nowadays, one thing I've noticed that I'm changing with my entry strategy, I look on the hourly time frame and see how the 50 pips versus 100 pips might help me. Hopefully that makes sense.
Could you put
Right, makes sense.
I'm sorry?
My fault. I was gonna ask, could you put it on NAS 100? I just want to see if this markup's where it's rejecting from right now.
Yeah, and also I have to drop off real quick, but I'll leave this chart right here. Yeah, but I have to drop off real quick for a few minutes. But I'll leave. Give me 1 second. Yeah, and there's the markup right there.
A weekly high looks like.
Yeah. Give me 1 quick second. Okay. Yeah. Do you need this to stay on this chart? Also, yeah. So this labels right here. This is what I'm talking about. Is
No,
still
you good.
is still being fixed. But there's a way you can space out these zones where prices just overlaps, or price just overlaps.
That's all I needed to see to get this quick snipe. Thanks.
Okay,
No
so
confluence.
you're good now, right?
Yep, I entered as soon as I seen that.
Okay. All right, I got it. I'll mute myself real quick. I have to drop off for a quick second, but I'll just, and there you go. I told you guys you can hold this for 200 pips or 300. I'll be right back. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back. Sorry about that. So let's see. Does anybody have any questions regarding like this trade we took today, some of the other trades that we have taken? All right. So for this one, so remember what I told you guys. If this candle, if we don't get any candle coming back above, on the hourly time frame, I expect US 30 to keep melting to the downside, right? So this trade right here, I told you guys for this trade, you could have held it for 200 pips, for 300 pips. But if you're with me, you know, you already hit take profit for a gain of 0.5%. So where is US 30 likely to head? Let's go. So, right, we always look at structure if we need to see where an instrument is likely to head. So US 30 has ideally been consolidating. So right now it already completed this structure on this lower low. We have this other lower low about around 33,147. And if we zoom all the way out, you can see this whole structure to the upside, right? So if we keep breaking down, we might come to the 31,000 area. But for today, this is only the trade that we had for today. For a gain of 0.5%. Now, if you're trading the death cross, right? So remember, just by the death cross alone, you had that retest of the 9 EMA. Now, right, I can see also, right, some people who could have gotten faked out trying to trade the, what is it called? The bullish hammer candle. So for example, if you look at here, and for me personally, a bullish hammer candle, the wick has to be at least 30 pips. So this is 34. So this would have sort of qualified as a bullish hammer candle. However, right, this is what I always talk about. Always have an overall bias for whatever instrument you're trading. So for me, this bullish hammer candle is not a buy that I could have taken. The reason for that is I know we just formed a death cross. So you always ask yourself, right, what happens after a death cross? You normally get the retest of the 9 EMA or 200 EMA. So for this buy right here, and also my overall confluence or my overall direction for US 30 looking on the hourly is a sell. So right here, instead of trading this bullish hammer candle for a buy, and I was just waiting to, and I did say I wasn't going to enter the retest of the 9 EMA because I already made money with this huge move right here. But if you missed the move that we took, this could have been your other entry right here, the retest of the 9 EMA. And remember, if you're just trading the death crosses, you really don't have to wait for a candle to close. Mostly you just want to wait for a retest of the 9 EMA. So that's one of the only times you really don't have to wait for the closure of the candle. Now, see, for this one, if I was trading this one personally, I would have wanted, right? And also if you're trading the retests, make sure that your stop loss is above the 200 EMA. So if you're trading the retest of the 9 EMA for a death cross, ideally make sure your stop loss is above the 200 EMA. So for here, you can see how far apart the 200 EMA and 9 EMA are, ideally because of this whole dip that took part here. So for me, this one, 50 pips TP, 50 pips stop loss would have been a risky trade. So for this trade as well, I could have done 100 pips TP and 100 pips stop loss for this, so that my stop loss is above the 200 EMA. So that's how I could have taken that trade. But for me, this is the only trade that we took, and we took it as an official trade. So we are already up 0.5% for the week. So that's good. Yeah, other than that, I really don't see anything. Gold is ideally just ranging right now. EU, same thing, but EU, you can see EU is in a downtrend for now, but EU on the hourly. So, a new thing, make sure to look at what's going on the hourly time frame at the very least. So on the hourly, what do you see on EU? EU is rejecting from this static trend line on the hourly. So if this hourly trend line closes below this hourly candle closes below this static trend line, for any sales on EU, you would then have to wait for the next hourly candle. So for the hourly candle that ends 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because what can happen, and we've seen this time and time again. This is why I always say it's risky to trade an hourly candle that's around prices around the static trend line. So what can happen? It can definitely close, but then guess what? The next one can come and pretend to retest the static trend line, but then guess what? Spike and close above, and then guess what? EU keeps pushing to the upside. So for me, on any sales on EU, I'm not yet convinced that we are selling on EU, but for me to change my bias for a sell on EU, this candle has to close below the hourly time frame, and then the next candle has to retest the static trend line and close below. Then and only then would I say, okay, now I'm looking for sales on EU. But right now, I am not convinced that we are selling on EU. So right now, I wouldn't even be looking for any trades on EU. Gold is trapped in between these two trend lines. If gold is to complete going down, you see we have the previous monthly open somewhere around here, which would line up, right? I'm also looking at this hourly time frame. It lines up with the static trend line on the hourly time frame. So gold might drop down. What do we have here? Gold might do this path, so might get this retest, but you can see we have a possible golden cross also coming in. So if this golden cross fails to materialize, we can get this and gold to either retest the previous monthly open or retest this static trend line to the downside and then start breaking to the upside again. So I don't see anything on gold. US 30 was the trade of the day. You know, I love trades like those. Hit TP, no drawdown, no nothing. So any other questions? I do expect US 30 to keep pushing down. However, you see the difference between US 30 and gold. This hourly candle closed below this static trend line, and then this next candle is also pushing below. Now, for this, honestly, if you didn't already catch this, both of these cells, right? So the first cell that we took and a possible retest of the 9 EMA, I really would not be looking at anything else for US 30 for now. So I like trading US 30 when price is around a static trend line on the hourly, because that normally gives us quick entries and quick movement to take profit. All right. Does anybody have any questions regarding anything that we've gone through?
Yeah, this is like off the topic, but we was talking about it earlier as far as setting up the new indicator with some kind of alert for the major order blocks, like the monthly and the weekly.
Mm-hmm. So for that one, I saw that discussion in the Discord. Let me see. So it is possible. Now the question is
it wouldn't be on every instrument though. I think it should be like an option to maybe pick the instruments to do it on, maybe 3 or 4, because I think that'd be too much if it's every single instrument, maybe.
Yeah, but honestly, for that one, I think I would just say do it manually. The reason I'm saying do it manually is we rarely get monthly and weekly order block areas, right? So if you're trading, so let's look for the monthly and weekly order blocks for US 30. So the reason I'm saying to do it, because here's the other thing to consider. A bunch of people also, like for me, I have the premium Telegram, TradingView. So I can have as many indicators as I want, or however many they allow. But for somebody who either has a free version, and that's why I try to combine functionality for most of the indicators I give you guys. So for people who maybe have the basic one, they can only have maybe 2 indicators per chart. So given that we have personally, I've given you guys what, 4 or 5. So I really don't want to give too many indicators, especially, you know, to consider the people who don't have the TradingView packages that allow for multiple. But the reason I'm saying to do, give me 1 second. Right now, okay, so let's just assume that because I think the bearish order block areas are still being worked on by my programmer. But let's assume this previous monthly open is a monthly bullish high, right? Let's just assume around what prices are, that would be 33,266. So if this was a monthly order block, I think it would just be easier to right click on the chart, you add alert, and then you don't even have to select the indicator. You do US 30, and then you do crossing price 33,266. And then you do only once, you configure that, and then you just do here, you can do US 30 entering weekly bearish high. So we're just assuming like that one was a bearish high. And then under notification, what I would do for those longer time frame or order blocks that rarely come up, under place, so do notify in app, show pop-up, play sound. So since those ones rarely come up, if I was to do that, I would probably do an alert to ring for 10 seconds. It might be annoying, however, you want to if you have other alerts already that you've configured to run maybe once or 5 seconds, you want to distinguish a weekly order block and a daily order block alert, such that here maybe you choose 10 seconds or 30 seconds depending on how you want it. So I think it's better to do it this way as opposed to me creating a new indicator, because the weekly and daily zones rarely come up. So I don't see for right now, I don't see a
Okay.
good
Yeah, no,
restriction.
I thought it was a way to tie it into the one that you was creating, but if it's not, then nah, don't make
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. So for that one, I would just say look at that time or that price point and then just set a quick alert for it. Yeah, what else? Let's see if we can get what we have on the breakouts today. So EU is breaking out for a sell. So let's come here, change this chart to EU and see what we have. So I definitely do see a sell, this huge bearish candle on EU. Give me 1 second. See if we can reload this. Breakout scanner. God, see. I don't know what's up with this. Let's see.
Yeah, I thought it was just me. I was having the same issue with the table populating on the breakout scanner. I removed it on a couple and then re-added it, and it's that little red X. So figured I'd mention that to you.
Okay. I know I did some update on it today, but there's really nothing. I mean,
Mine said that there was an error with the NAS 100 with the broker that's listed, so I just changed it to Pepperstone, and then it fixed it.
okay. So let's try now. This is annoying. Breakout scanner, 50 pips, 50. Let's try what? Interesting. Just 1 second. Let me see. I do have it. Was breaking out. Let's see. Euro AUD. I have it on another chart. Euro AUD. Euro AUD. Let me see. Yeah, it still has the study error thing. Okay, I'll try and see what's up with this. It's interesting. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can. Anyway, I'll deal with that later. So Euro AUD. Unfortunately, this cannot. US 30. USD. Let's try Pepperstone. Nope, same thing. Okay, I'll deal with that later. So right now we can't see anything for the breakout. Yeah. Does anybody else have any questions? I'll try to fix that after this call is over.
I had a question about the signals.
Mhm.
I downloaded a trade copier and then or bought a trade copier. I configured everything and it looks like when it receives the signals like that it only opens either a buy or a sell. And it can't take that format of 50 TP 50 SL and the price has to be like set. So if it was like gold, for example, at 2000, it would have to say like 2005 take profit and 1995 SL.
Which trade Telegram copier did you download?
Let me see. I'll
Because
type
the
it
one
in.
that I have is Telegram. There's Telegram copy and then there's Telegram FX copy. And now this is the one I know how to configure. I'm not
All
sure.
right, that's the one that I bought.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
the,
wait, is this
TC,
Henry?
yeah.
No.
Yes.
Oh, Henry. Oh, I'll send you the settings in whatnot. I've just my day is so busy back to back. But
No, you're good. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
there
Okay,
should
that's cool.
yeah, there's definitely there's a way. So let me see. Yeah, I'll send you. In fact,
Yeah,
let me.
don't worry about it. As long as it's, I just thought maybe I needed to buy it because I saw then when I went back on Google, there was another one and I was like, crap. So now I got to get two. I thought maybe I got the wrong one. But if you've
No,
got the
yeah.
right one, then just hit me up whenever you get time. It's no rush. I just wanted to test it anyways and just let it run. So it's no big.
Yeah, so you should be good because the way I've configured the signals, it definitely can take the way I've configured the signal. So I'll send you like
Okay.
the configuration for like gold. And I think the one I was doing, it's based off of because the demo I was using was Hugo's way or whatnot. So the only values we might have to change are the TP values and stop loss values. I think it should also work with FTMO and whatnot. But when you're testing it, start by using 0.01 lot sizes and then just work around that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Anybody else have any questions? It's almost time to stop streaming. Okay, perfect. So for the people who have access to the charts, which for this month should be everybody who picked the $50 subscription, which is ideally a promo. So going forward, you guys will have access to this indicator right here, which marks up weekly highs, weekly lows, weekly opens. So you see everything that you can see here. So it will mark up all these things for you. There'll be settings in here where you see like some of these areas where, so this is what my programmer is working on. Some of these areas, I think this is a Friday low and previous monthly low. So they're kind of overlapping. So previously, because I was doing it manually, I could just drag to separate them. But there's a setting where you could space this out. So you maybe space it out by 2 deviations or 1 so that you can see the content of both. It will also have the order blocks. So right now the order block 1 is still being worked on. So it will literally have that and you can use it on any instrument that you want. So this will also be good while also using a breakout scanner because you can see where the highs and lows are, where the bullish and bearish order blocks are. So for that one, I say maybe give me till midweek. So this one is ideally almost complete. He just has to make some adjustments to it. And then right now he's working on the supply and demand markup. So he already sent me an update for that. I just have to review it after this live session. Yeah, but going forward, that's definitely saving me like 2 hours a day that I can spend doing something else. Yeah, so going forward, and the charts access. So this is the thing, the charts access, as much as it will be an indicator, it will be separate, right? So because previously the way I curated the access, there was charts access, there was indicators access, there was signals access and all. So charts access will only be the indicator for the whatever you're seeing here. So previous daily highs, whatever, and the order blocks. So I'm not going to to bundle the charts access or the chart markups indicator into the general, into the other indicators we have. And also I will be taking off, I don't know if there's anybody in here who uses the semaphore indicator. Again, this is an indicator that I developed or that I had adjusted way back. So this is no longer part of the strategy that I use. The strategy that we use, and when I started this club, is the breakout scanner, the high, low, and trend, and the reversal. So I'll probably be taking the semaphore one offline unless there are people out there who use it. But it really does not align with any of the strategies that I teach anymore. So I don't see a reason of just having it out there. Yeah, so I'll work also after this meeting. I'll try and figure out what's going on with the breakout scanner. All right, any last questions? If not, I will see you guys tomorrow. For US 30, we do have a death cross on the hourly, so just pay attention to that. Gold is ideally consolidating. EU, so look at EU, right? EU, the hourly closed below this static trend line. Now, what you want to observe, so you can make a quick buck on EU right now. Because EU is rejecting, so look at the 5-minute time frame, rejecting from the weekly open, also rejecting from this static trend line. So this is one of those trades that I normally say you have one shot and one shot to take it only. So this one you can take maybe a quick sell on it, but I wouldn't say go for like even 20 pips. I would say for this one, go for like 10 pips, because this candle, I definitely see it retracing and giving you the 10 pips or whatnot, but then it can come back up and close above this. So for any sells on EU, you need to wait for the current 1 hour candle to close. And if it closes below this static trend line, then you can look for a sell. But this hourly candle can easily shoot up and close above this trend line. So right now, this is a quick chance to grab a quick sell on EU, but I would say go for like 10 pips. If I was trading this trade, even I'm not going to enter, but if I was trading, I'll probably use a heavy lot size and cash out like $300, honestly, because I do expect some quick retracement to the downside. But if you want to do that, just make sure you use proper risk management. We already made money with this trade right here, so no reason to over leverage or risk anything. Just wait for confirmation. There will always be confirmation, but other than that, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. All right, see you guys. Bye.